Now this is the automatic pancreas. I have plugged in 2 extension cords to 2 CareLink sticks, one at 6 foot and one at 10 foot. These need to stay very close to the pump. It'd be good to have them in the same pocket with the pump. It's also good to take the pump out of my pocket and leave it sitting right next to it, because it will not communicate quite often if you try to walk around with it. My iPhone, I can also see this on my iPhone. This phone is uplinking the data from this. This is a G4 without share. So I'm using this cord and a USB OTG cord, and I have a Samsung G4 Galaxy. I tried using another phone and it had OTG, but when I ran some OTG programs, it said, yes, you have OTG, but there's a problem with the OTG implementation, and the telephone provider might not be able to fix it. So I went ahead and got a Samsung G4. I had to pay $200 for it, and I think it would be better to have the G5 because you can charge the G5 without unplugging this. So what I'm about to do is get battery replacements, and then I'll have to take the back off, put my charged battery on, and then I'll be able to go like every day doing that. I'm going to make a new website. I'm going to start from the beginning as if I hadn't done anything OpenAPS or anything with Nightscout. So I'm going to open these documents. It's on github.com, OpenAPS docs, and I'm going to go here, down here to visualization and monitoring, and what it says here is that I need to first install, it says if you are starting a fresh install of Nightscout, you should first deploy the master version of the code. Okay, so we'll come back to this. So how do I get the master version of the code? Let's type in Google master version of Nightscout. Okay, GitHub, Nightscout, CGM, remote monitor. So, well, here it is. Okay. Now, I need instructions how to do that. So I'm going to type in here at Google, Nightscout, well, there's Nightscout info. Let's see. Okay, so I'm going through all the info here. What is it like in action? Disclaimer. Alright, let's see. Welcome. Okay, setup guides. Okay, install guides. Okay, basic requirements, Nightscout installation. Okay, this is where we will start. Setting up a traditional Nightscout rig and site. Create a database on the web to act as a repository. Okay, so this one I'm going to duplicate. Okay, so I can come back to this, and I can also come back to this, and I can come back to this, right? Those are places I'm coming back to. Now this one I'm going to do step number 3, and then okay, so first we go MongoLab, then Azure, then an Android install, and then a watch face install. I have already done that, and that I really enjoy. And here's alternate. So they got Nightscout with Xstrip and Dexcom Share. See, so I don't have Dexcom Share. So this is, I just doing the traditional install because I have the G4 without Share. All right. Before continuing, you must print out this worksheet and fill it out as you move forward. Okay, so I'm going to print this out. Print. Okay, I'll go ahead and save as. Go sheet. This will be sheet 2. Save. All right, so I have these two printed out. And the first page says you will need to make sure you know your usernames and passwords. You will need this. This list will not be in the same order as the steps. It's information that is highlighted. Okay, you must write this down exactly as you created it. Okay. So we have that first step done, right? Okay, there's also a video of the process. I found it very confusing because I don't know, I found it very confusing. But I did watch it first, and I tried to both follow the video and follow the document. Okay, it says here, warning, this video is outdated, so for ease of use, consider using the same name for every username. Do not use your regular passwords that you use for banking. At times when you need assistance, you may need to share the password with your Nightscout setup account. Okay, usernames, no spaces, symbols, or special characters, upper and lowercase alphanumeric. This includes letters and numbers. Please use the worksheet linked above to keep, okay, so sign up for MongoLab. All right, here we are. And it said to sign up for host your database. Okay. Free. Free. You can sign up for a free account. Okay, signing up. Okay, so account name. Let's see what it requires. It's typically your company, group, or project name. So this project name. Okay. Let's see if we have to do that. Mongo account name. Here it is. So we're going to write it down first. Check your inbox for an email with verification. Just click the link below and log into your MongoLab account with your user. Okay, so it says the email has been confirmed. Okay, open your email to verify your email address. Sign back into the MongoLab website. Create a database. Alright, so we have to do a new, create new. I'm going to use Windows Azure. It's going to be single node, sandbox free. and here database name. Okay, this is the container that the DEX records are stored in. Okay, database name. Create new database. Okay, create new database. Okay, progress. Okay. Remote connections. Okay, let's see what this says to do. Here's step 5. Now, click on the name of the newly created database to open it. So let's do that. Click on the name of the newly created database. Okay, so it looks like we've opened it. Then what does it say? Mongo will show you an alert that you do not have a user and will display a link so you can create one. Click the link to add the add new database. Okay, so this is what it's saying it'll look like. A database user is required. Click here to create a new one. So let's see if we can do that. Yes, it looks exactly the same. Okay, now it is going to be database username. I'm writing it down here. User password, no special characters. We'll go Once all has been configured on the database summary page, make note of the link at the top just under to connect. I'm going to write that down. Okay, and I know my database username already. I'm going to put that in the first line. Okay, then database user password, and I have that there. Okay, and then at ds 06 2438 2438 dot mongolab.com 62438 38 slash hike 15, all lowercase. Okay, so it said to write that down. Make note of the link. Okay, it will look something like this. Must be exactly the same. Exactly what items go where. Don't enter it into MongoLab. It's crucial that this string is correct. Okay. You are now finished setting up your MongoLab account. Setting up your Nightscout website on Azure. Okay. Okay, note this video is outdated, so let's not follow that. You need the worksheet you started filling out. The following multi-step process will walk you through obtaining the website source code from GitHub, creating a website hosted by Microsoft Azure, and deploying the source code to your new Nightscout site. Okay, create a free account at GitHub. So at this point I'm going to do a duplicate tab so I can go away from here. Now this is something you can do yourself because I'm not going to do it. I already have a... So now it's on to... After creating your account and logging in, open the master repository by clicking here. So that's what I'm going to do now. Clicking here. Okay, make a copy fork of Nightscout to your own repository by clicking on the fork button. Where should we fork this repository? Select your add a Git account name and it will fork to your repository. At the top of the page you will now see indicating you have your own copy forked from Nightscout. Okay, fork. Okay, that did not work because I'm seeing here Nightscout CTM remote monitor, so I don't have my own fork. Oh, there it is. I just clicked fork again and it showed up. Forked from... Okay, so now I have my own repository. Okay. Next. Okay, so we took care of GitHub. Now we're going on to Azure. Click try for free. If you already have an Azure account and need to create a new website, skip to step 7 below. Okay, so we'll go to create. My account. Okay, so from my account, I'm going to try Azure Portal. Okay, I think I'm going to click New. We're going to go to New. guess we're going to go to Web and Mobile, then Web App. Let's see what that said. Okay. In the panel that opens, fill in the app service name. This will be the name of your Nightscout website. Okay. Okay, what was my Nightscout website? I've got MongoLab. This will be the name of your Nightscout URL will be app name azurewebsites.net. We suggest you give your site a name not associated with people with diabetes. All right. So what does it say to do next? Your site's dashboard will look similar to this. Let's see how that looks. No available data. Okay. Click All Settings shown above to open the Settings panel. Okay, I'm going to click. Okay, here, All Settings. Doesn't really have a click thing though. Okay, so this, let's say this is all settings. I think that's what it means. Okay, so from the settings menu, click Application Settings. Application Settings. All right. Scroll down to Connection Strings. Connection strings. Okay. On the first row, enter Mongo. In the second box, enter Mongo connection URL from the MongoLab account. Okay, so that's on the bottom of the page. Once you've entered this information, it will look like this. In the next row, enter Mongo collection. Okay, so first it's Mongo, this password, then Mongo collection. All right. And then we enter, what did it say, Mongo collection? And entries, okay. Oh, okay, wait. So this has to say custom. This has to say custom. Okay. Enter entries. Once you have entered this information, it will look similar to this. Click Save at the top of the settings panel. Okay, save. Successfully updated. Okay. Reset API upload REST is currently used for users of the Nightscout Uploader app. As part of the configuration of your site, you will need an API secret that will be used in the API upload REST string. 12 characters. Enter API secret in the first box of the next blank row. Enter your value, the value you choose for this passphrase. In the next box, select custom. Okay, let's see if there's a place to write that down. Okay, it says I should have written down my, okay, my website name is, I wrote that down. Okay. Screen dot Azure websites.net. Okay, and that's HTTPS. Okay. Okay, is there a place for my API secret? Okay. So I'm going to add that to this form. I'm going to call it REST API upload, and API secret is going to be, I think it needs to be 12 digits. 2, 4, 6, 8. Okay. What did it say to put here? API secret. It said to put in API secret, all caps. Okay. Cap lock API underscore secret. And this value I wrote down is and I'm going to put custom. Oh, wait. I had cap locks on. Alright. And click save. Okay. Now deploy of GitHub to Azure. From the Azure portal on the settings panel, deploy down to the Azure portal. On the settings panel, publishing section, publishing and continuous deployment. Okay, in the new panel, click to choose a deployment source. Choose GitHub from the list. Choose GitHub from the list. Okay. This is the first time you'll need to authorize the connection between Azure and GitHub. Follow the prompts. Once connected to GitHub, click the Choose Project box. Okay, so I'm going to go down to Choose Project there. Okay, Choose Project. And choose CGM Remote Monitor. After selecting the CGM Remote Monitor repository, if master is shown in the Choose Branch box, continue to the next step. Select master from the list of branches. Okay, let's see. CGM Remote Monitor. Choose branch. There's master. And there's deploy and there's dev. Master. See, now later we're going to come back and switch that over to dev. Okay, click the OK button at the bottom of the continuous deployment. Successfully set up continuous deployment for web app green screen on using GitHub. Okay. We'll begin deploying the code. You will be able to watch the progress through a series of dialog boxes and status notes like these. As completed, the deployment will be shown with a green check mark. Was successful. Okay, let's see. All right, it's doing some work. Verify that your site is working by opening a new browser tab window and entering that web page name. Alright, I have a working, I waited about 15 minutes, so it's working, and you see the website is working. Now is where it gets complicated, because it's not really, okay, so let's see here. So we just finished this. What do you do if your site has no data? And we corrected the data strings to make them match. Like I left a capital P off and used a small p, and I'd done a period instead of a colon. What was the last thing I fixed? Yeah, the capital P, and I found that at the end. And it shows you a few places to check for those. This is where they are. You go in here, and you select Preferences, and then it's this base URL. That's what was wrong. Okay, so, and then it says after 10 minutes the base URL, and so you check this, and yes, it is working this time. Okay, so now I need to go to, there's something additional I need to do, which is I'm going to go to this new this website, because this is where I set this up previously. Now when I go here into settings, see I have reports, profile editor, and admin tools. So to get this profile editor, see I want reports, and then I want more of here. Because I have to set up a profile. There's a profile editor. Oh, there it is. I just saved it. Somehow saving it did that. Okay, so then I have to set up a profile. Time zone is Pacific. Duration of insulin activity is, it's probably good. Okay, valid. Okay, insulin to carb ratio is, get that off my pump. Status success. Okay, so how do I get out of profile editor? Get out of profile editor. Okay, so it's just a different web page. Okay, so far so good. Now I'm going back to this one, because it says OpenAPS requires the latest dev version. Setting up Nightscout and making changes and additions to your OpenAPS implementation. Okay. Currently there is a bug. You should first deploy the master version. Once the master is up and running, create a profile with information on basal rates. After that, you can deploy the dev version if you have an okay. Okay, so we'll deploy the dev version. We'll go to this. We'll go to continuous deployment. We'll disconnect. Are you sure you want to disconnect? Yes. Okay, we'll do continuous deployment. Choose source. It's going to be GitHub. Choose project. It's going to be CGM remote. And then choose branch. This is the dev branch, not the master. There's also these other ones. Okay, so we'll do dev. Okay. Okay, so it's fetching, and it'll take a while.